Grave Tone.
Welcome to Grave Tone Podcast, where horror comes to life in every form it takes. I'm Megan.
I'm Arthur.
And we're finally back for episode 2.
Finally.
Yay.
Some delays, some things. Anyways, it's fine.
It's okay. Life's gonna life. It's
Yep.
fine. It happens sometimes. But we're hoping to get on kind of a regular schedule with it, I think, from moving forward. That's what we'll be able to do.
Yep.
I guess, you know what, though? No matter what, it just kind of worked out in a timely way because we're trying out, like, our first reaction episode, basically, to a new film that's just come out.
I mean, it was supposed to be, like, the night of, but...
Again.
Next, yes, I know.
It wasn't going to happen.
Next one, it will happen.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll make it work.
So we've just, at the time that we're recording this, we've just gotten home from seeing M3GAN 2.0, which dropped in theaters, what was it, June 27th of 2025. So yeah, we're a few days later. We wanted to be like day of, but anyway, we're a few days later, but we're coming at you with kind of just initial reactions and things like that. This is the first time we've ever really done anything like this, just ourselves as well. Normally, like, we're people who like talk through like how we liked a movie on the way home and all that kind of stuff. Like
we got in the car and we're like, shut up.
And we were like, no, it's okay. We just won't talk about it. We won't talk about it.
Don't say anything. Keep the reactions.
That's it. So yeah, as I'm sure anyone listening to this would be aware, M3GAN 2.0 is the sequel to M3GAN, which is the 2022 film. Produced by like Blumhouse, James Wan, who had, I think, come up with the initial characters and everything when he created he didn't direct the first film either, but he had come up with the initial characters themselves, and at a time where, AI is sort of more and more prevalent in the world, it was obviously like a kind of timely but very campy horror thriller type film with like a bit of a sci-fi leaning edge because of the AI aspect of it when it came out, right?
That's it. So there's like a couple of things to say here because apparently it was supposed to be in mid-Jan of 2025 that it was supposed to be released.
Yeah, they delayed it,
and then they delayed it twice, and then they pushed it for May.
Do we know why?
I don't remember. And then apparently it's like just because, it released now, that it was, it released now.
Yeah.
I guess I feel like they had a whole thing of going for, the summer and
this
everything
feels
like that.
This sequel felt like a summer release to me. I don't know about you, but...
That's it, exactly. So I feel like it was more of a that thing. Maybe there's other stuff. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Also, cool thing is that this is the first kind of like synergistic production of Blumhouse and Atomic Monster merger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they the merger finalized in early Jan of last year.
Oh, I did not even know that happened.
Yeah, so this is the first sequel of the newly combined horror powerhouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is, really cool. Worked out really well.
Well, these are two pretty major studios.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. That's it.
Awesome.
So, pretty good. Surprisingly, when we're looking into it, not that big of a budget as you would think. It was like between 15 and 25 mil.
Yeah, that's what we've seen so far.
Yeah,
I feel like that'll solidify itself maybe as time goes on. I don't know. Maybe as we get more like background information and stuff on it, we'll learn like a little bit more of the specifics that way of like the production itself and like the overall budget. But listen, it just shows, overall it just shows that you can make like a very stylized film and not necessarily have a budget of like $300 million to do it. So.
I mean, Blumhouse knows how to do it.
Yeah, they do.
Right?
They've been doing it for ages.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, let me give a couple little quick things just to give people kind of a vague idea. At the time that we're recording this episode, ratings.
Yeah.
So currently, the film is sitting at a 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
Mm-hmm.
Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score is 57%, and the audience score is 83%.
That's right. We'll always look at the audience score.
Okay, so right off the cuff, what were your feelings about this film?
You know what? It is very different. Okay, by the way, before we say this, so the first part we're going to do spoiler-free.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
right?
my God,
so
yeah.
we're not going to spoil it because it
yeah.
just came out. It's only fair. And then we're going to talk about more in-depth stuff in the second part. And we're going to let you guys know.
We'll give you a spoiler
warning.
alert.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
If you haven't seen it yet or whatever and you want to come back or anything like that, but we'll just do general feelings, general overview, and then maybe we'll talk about some plot points and more specific stuff a little later.
Yeah, so... I don't know. It's very fun. It's very different from what the other one did. I feel like the other one leaned a little bit more into the horror, thriller type of stuff. Yep. This one was very much. It felt like an adventure movie almost.
It was like an action adventure.
An action adventure movie. It was also really funny, which I loved.
Oh my god!
There was like a lot of humor.
They turned the humor up like to 11 in this
Yeah,
one, where like
exactly.
it had that like very funny, campy quality to it. Like the original film obviously did, partially because of the performances, partially because of the writing and things like that. There were aspects of it. This movie took like the maybe what was camp originally and turned up like the quippy banter aspect of
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and was
yeah.
just like, and the writer, I don't know what happened with the writers, but they were
was
obviously like,
great.
yes, do whatever you want.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, so it took it in a totally different direction. I think about 2/3 of the way into this movie, before you get into the sort of like the climax, like the final or the third act of the film, I suddenly found myself being like, wow, this is like the most fun Mission Impossible movie I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God, yeah, it's true. There were vibes of that, and I was like,
yeah.
okay, they're like going.
But they were kinda making
into
fun of
this
it, sort of.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's really like trying to infiltrate this thing. Like I said, spoiler free, whatever.
Yeah.
But like you see those scenes in the trailer where
Yeah.
she's like flying in the wingsuit to try to get into
Yes.
that like defense
It was
system
that
and everything,
scene.
and I'm like.
By the time we got into that scene,
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
was-
this is like a really, this is
is
like a better
Impo-
Mission Impossible
Yeah, it's like a
movie.
Mission Impossible thing. I'm like, okay, all that was unnecessary. Just stand on the roof and jump into the vent.
Oh, 100%.
But okay, sure.
No, but it's
whatever.
okay. No, it was better. It was like a Mission
No, I
Impossible
know, I'm not
movie, but
saying
gave
you
me like better dialogue.
Yeah, I'm not saying they should not have done it, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like they turn it up, and like that's what the vibe was,
Oh,
right? It was
definitely.
like a fun Terminator Mission Impossible, basically. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. That's it. Because like, yeah, you don't quite lean into like the traditional adventure film because there's so much technology involved in it that it feels more like a spy film at that point. You know what? No, but you know what I mean. Like when you think like adventure movie, I think of things like The Mummy and like stuff like that.
Sure.
I think of those types of things. Whereas when you tell me it's like an action, like, you know, spy film, I'll think of stuff like whatever, like Mission Impossible and like Bourne Identity and things like
Right,
that.
yeah.
So when I think of those things, like this kind of incorporated like a lot of aspects of that. But also, you know, it took a lot of things and just turned them up a lot from the first one. But it definitely did. I will say, like, tonally, if you're looking for the same tone as the first one, you're not going to get it.
You're not going to get it. No,
So,
definitely
like,
not.
if you want to go into it with that and you're cool with that and you're still expecting like a fun time, you'll have one. But just don't expect that it's
Yeah.
going to be quite as
Yeah, so
horror
apparently
leaning.
they went on purpose with like a PG-13 rating.
Okay.
So
I
they.
think the first one had that as well, didn't it? Probably.
I think so, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. But like they could have done something else with it, right? They could have
definitely.
went crazy with it.
Yeah,
All the
yeah,
fights
yeah.
that happened in there was so much that could have been done.
Yes.
They didn't. I think that was really on purpose, you know, to keep it more of a broader audience, I guess. They're also calling it kind of like a gateway horror type of strategy
Well,
type of thing that they went
yeah.
with, you know.
And we really need that stuff. Like, I know people will complain about certain things when, like, you know, newer, like, sort of like teen style horror movies come out and people will kind of complain and they'll be like, oh, it wasn't like gory, like
Yeah.
nothing really. And I'm like, yeah, but you kind of need to appeal to a younger audience who's maybe just
Yeah,
becoming
you need to get
interested
those
in
people
these things.
into the real horror
Yeah,
stuff,
that's it. Before
right?
you really freak them out with anything else, you need to give them. And, like, you know, if you think about Scream and stuff like that, those movies, the original film, like, it's not that bloody,
Yeah, not that
particularly.
bad. Yeah, that's
So.
it. Yeah, so that's it. So there were just like, you know, a few blood spatter, whatever it is. There was nothing gory about it and stuff,
No.
which is fine. You know, it was kind of like, I guess I was expecting it or hoping for it, but because of the tone that the movie set,
Yeah.
I totally get it why
get
it
it.
wasn't the case.
I also,
Which is like, okay, that's fine with me.
I guess I also what didn't bother me about it is that because a lot of the violence that's being done is being done by a robot, the movie looks very clean
Yes.
in a way, and I'm like, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
know.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting because the actor of Amelia, the foe there, the new foe.
yes.
Yeah, Ivana Sakno.
I don't know. She's Ukrainian. You should be able to
Something like
pronounce
that. Yeah. So apparently, I mean, cool thing is that she studied AI theory and worked on movement with a movement coach.
wow, cool. That's
like an animatronic replica of her character,
Yeah.
roamed the set. Apparently, she
Oh,
was
fun.
kind of like, you know, doing really unsettling things and walking around with it.
Freaking
So she
you
really
out.
got really into the character, which is really cool. Because I thought her whole thing was very much kind of like CG or CGI almost.
It seemed like
It
it.
seemed like it. That's kind of also what they went on
Yeah.
purpose with, right? Because like very glazed skin and eyes and everything and
Yeah,
whatever it is.
well, they all
so-
like the point of these, right, is that they look kind of like Uncanny Valley. Like you're kind of looking
Yes.
at her and you're like, is she a robot or is she a person? And in a lot of the scenes, you sort of question it a bit. As time goes on, not as much, but in the earlier scenes that she's in, it really like throws you off. You're like, did they like enhance her with CG or did they use makeup? Like, is it just like what she looked like?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And I guess, so apparently, so the it was Weta Workshop.
Oh,
the
Weta,
guys,
yeah.
You know, who worked on Lord of the Rings and all
Yes.
that stuff and a bunch of other
Yeah.
things. And Morrot.
Okay.
FX, who supplied the close-up of the silicone heads, the hand rigs, and all that stuff like that. So apparently, the unsettling eyes that we were just talking about, in a sense. So the Murat team built a new head rig whose iris can swivel independently of the eyeball. So that kind of like gave M3GAN that purposefully.
Yes.
The whole Polar Express off
yes,
gaze.
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
very.
You know what I'm talking about?
She's like
Everyone
looking
knows
at you,
that.
but she's not really looking at you.
Yeah, that's it,
strange.
exactly. That's it. So before she would snap and directly make eye contact. So that's like another layer of that stuff that was added to it, which is really cool.
Yeah, because like, well, M3GAN herself is the one, like M3GAN for like, fully looks like a robot. Like she does look like a robot.
Yes.
She doesn't really look like a person, or she looks like a doll that's come to life to a degree. Whereas obviously in the case of like Amelia, because of the different types of technology that are used for that character, she looks like a person, but she looks like a person who's a little off, and you're like,
that's it, exactly. Yeah. So it really worked well for her in that.
Yeah,
stuff.
true. Yeah. This movie's hilarious.
It's really funny.
Very funny, and it's like pretty much a good time the entire way through. Like,
Yeah.
I was entertained. It didn't really feel that laggy, particularly.
Yeah, it didn't feel long.
No.
You didn't feel bored anytime during the movie. It was it was very well paced.
Yep.
Like you said, it was fun. There was things going on, good fight sequences, good choreography and stuff. So apparently, they kind of like differentiated the two fight styles of Amelia and M3GAN.
Yeah.
So the actress trained in Krav Maga and Tai Chi.
Okay, yeah.
To contrast M3GAN's
more dance style, sort of almost.
Yeah, that's it. It's like a Wing Chun inspired moves or whatever it is. So yeah, they did the whole thing with
it's more
Luke Hawker, who's a choreographer.
Oh, okay.
On the show.
Because it's true that like
on the movie.
Yeah. Because it's true that Amelia's looks more like fighting and like choppy, whereas M3GAN's whole thing, even in the first film, is that it almost, I know they incorporated it with the dance thing, but it almost looks like she's trying to do a dance at the same time, right? That's why it's funny, and she has like a very fluid sort of animalistic way of moving. That's her thing, where she runs on all fours. They did it in this one
creepy,
too.
Man. Yeah, I know
she did it in the first film, but she did it in this one as well.
Yeah, that one's creepy. But no, that's it. It was really fun. There was a couple of things that I guess we'll segue into.
I think
that.
we can. Yeah, you know what? So like, spoiler alert for everybody, just in case you haven't seen the movie yet and you want to leave, come back, whatever it is that you want to do, just so that you're aware. Unless it doesn't bother you, that's fine. That's your choice.
Some spoilers. Like we're going to talk about some of the scenes that were funny and like.
But we're not going to talk about the entire movie from A to Z.
We're not going to do the whole movie and be like, yeah, well, now you don't have to watch it.
No.
Go watch it. It's great.
Yeah. We're not going to A to Z the entire plot of the film. Don't worry about that.
No, that's it. So exactly. So now that you know this, the funny part of the things. Oh my God, some of them took me like by surprise. Super sass.
She's a sass machine.
There are some of them that like it was a super serious scene and they're about to get into an action, a car race, whatever it is, and then they're about to drive this supercar. And that scene where, with the supercar and they leave through the thing, and she's like, what the hell did she say? She was something like, oh, don't worry, I'm going to drive it. Like, hold on to your vaginas.
Yeah,
and
she's like, hold on to your vaginas. And you're like,
what?
wow. It's because
they take you by surprise, some of those ones. It's really funny.
It's the same way that it throws you off for a second, so you start laughing. Like the way that in like the first film, right before she kills the boss, in the during like the final sort of act of the film, she does the dance, and you're like, why?
What the hell? Yeah,
and then she rips the thing off of like the paper cutter or whatever the heck that machine is called. She rips that thing off and then goes to kill him. But you're just kind of like, why did she just do that before she did it? I don't know, but now it's iconic and it's a thing.
Yes.
But it adds camp value. So things like hold on to your vagina, whatever, that adds a level of camp to the movie itself. And a lot of the lines that she has do that. Oh my God, the song. Jesus.
Okay, that really took me off of it, and then everything that happened with the song.
Singing Woman's Worth, I was like, my
God. She's sitting with
Gemma.
Gemma Forrester, right character, and she's talking to her about to go on the final mission, whatever it is, and whatever context doesn't really matter, but she just starts singing.
Yeah, she starts singing Woman's Worth.
What the fuck is going on?
I mean, so the funny thing is that I had completely forgotten until she was in the middle of the song that I was like, oh God, she did this in the first movie as well when she's with. When she's comforting Katie, thank you, God, at first, right when she's comforting her, at one point she just sings her song. She does sort of something similar with Gemma in this one too.
Yeah, but that one was better because Gemma was like, okay.
She cuts it. Well, she cuts it off because she's like, "This is dumb."
Yeah, but she like tries to turn away, and then she brings her head.
Yeah, she
back
grabs
with
her
hand,
head and turns her, and then she tries
to leave.
She tries to get up and leave, and she's just like, "Don't go into the chorus." And then she goes into the chorus of the song.
Like,
so yeah,
that was really funny. There was really good scenes there. I loved some of the hand stuff that they've done because there was a lot of hand thing in this one. I don't know why specifically. Like I know it had to do with the plot of the movie, but whatever.
Yeah.
But it just really reminded me a lot of the whole. The Terminator, the first Terminator
correct,
hand
yeah,
thing
and also
there.
it does one of the hands at one point does run on the ground like
yes,
Thing
it does,
from the Addams Family.
Exactly, so that's it. Yeah, so for sure they did some kind of references like that and stuff like that, which was really fun.
Yeah. Oh, another highlight for me, Jermaine Clement as some sort of smarmy, basically Bond villain. Like that was funny. He was hilarious.
Oh yes,
Alton
right.
Appleton there, that
Yes,
character.
yeah. Oh, that was great. I mean, he's always
hilarious all the time,
and great.
for every
Always
episode.
takes the character fully
So
where it needs to go. So
so he does play a character who like really he does give off like very smarmy but very goofy like Bond villain vibes. You know what I mean? Like you're about to be like, wow, what a piece of shit, like so serious, and then he does something ridiculous, and you're like, okay, never mind. Now it's just funny.
No, it was great. That's it. So that was really awesome. What else did you like from it? Like that really kind of like.
I mean, overall,
it.
I don't dislike Katie's character development. I actually think they're doing a pretty good job with the writing of that character, and even like her relationship with Gemma, and like its evolution and sort of like the difficulties and stuff like that. Overall, I appreciated that Tess and Cole are more heavily featured in this one. They were actually trying to incorporate them a bit more. I do feel that there was still some sort of like, because they had to focus mostly on the story of what was going on, there were some like kind of plot holes to a degree with like they have all these problems with her not including them at the beginning, and that doesn't really go anywhere to a degree. Like, yeah, they're included, but like, will that mean anything later or not? We don't know. That's just sort of like up for debate, I guess.
That's one thing, but then like they kind of forced her hand into it because they're like, no, we have to vote now,
Yeah.
Or whatever
So they do kind of try it. Like it's shoehorned in a little bit. Is it necessary? No, but I get it. I understand why it's there.
I mean, it was also like one line that they mentioned,
I know.
so it's not really that.
So it's not really that,
in a sense.
Yeah, but they, like they got to like be featured a little bit more. Cole's funny. He's a funny side character to have, right? Like he's just like has like a general sort of funny demeanor, which I do appreciate, which was fine. I like, the addition in terms of like the world building, how big it's become, obviously. And I understand going in the action movie direction with this too, because you have like the military's involved now and the FBI are involved and all these like, like all these sorts of debates about like technology and the use of AI are involved, like all that stuff.
That's true. There was actually some good, you could say like ethical discussion points that you could expand for hours on of the use of AI and everything, and like it's going rogue, and the whole paperclip idea that they threw in, which actually is a thing. There was, I don't know if it was a study or like an experiment that was done. The whole paperclip thing. Remember they said
no,
in the
I
movies,
know,
like
I get it. Like if you give AI, the idea is like if you give an AI like the task of making as many paper clips as possible, it will literally like burn the world to the ground.
It will destroy the world. Exactly, because it's going to keep doing it to acquire materials and do that and whatever it is. So it's going to just keep going, right? So that's the whole thing. Like, anyways, there's a whole discussion to be had about that, which is really cool.
The ethical
so like, they kind of touched on that, which is really good. Which is also kind of like the central point of the whole story, in a sense, if you think about it. In the end,
the villain was fine. Like Amelia, I liked. The villain, the human villain, was okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, so that's the only thing that I liked about that villain, is that it was actually a twist that I didn't really see coming. I mean, now that I think about it, I'm like, okay, maybe yes.
I wasn't sure.
But when I was watching it, I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Okay. You're like, oh, we did do that. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I thought they're gonna do the whole other, like, she's gonna turn because they try to kill her last movie or whatever. But no, that was different. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, they were trying to take it in the direction. It's true. They do pull the rug out from under you a little bit by being like, oh, Megan's still the bad guy, but is she? But is she not? But is she? But is she not? They do back and forth about it a little bit. I didn't hate it. That was fine. Yeah, that's it. But I do feel like, that's it. The villain was, he was there. Anyway.
I mean, he was not the point.
No,
right? The point was the two
it.
robots and everything, and the whole story with Katie and whatnot.
Yeah, and like the evolution of like Megan herself as well and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what? Like all the dialogue, all the stuff was like great and really well done. And like Jenna Davis, who voices Megan, like she must have been really happy with this script because it gave her like a ton more to expand on than she'd been able to do with the first movie. Like, yeah, she's great in the first film, but this one, it really lets her go off. Do you know what occurred to me while we were watching it? The tonal shift in this reminds me, and this is Blumhouse too, of Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day to You.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of shifts. It's not as heavily shifted as this one is,
Yes.
but it does shift into a little bit more of an adventure sci-fi
And it was funnier
type of thing.
also.
It did. Yeah, it did. It expanded on it. It added more side characters to it that you didn't really touch on too much in the first movie. The first movie it's a Groundhog Day slasher basically, but in the second film we kind of take things in a more like scientific experiment direction. So it really made me think of that while we were watching it.
No, that's true. That's very fair point.
Yeah, and I wonder what it'll be because I think there's been an announcement that they are making a third Happy Death Day film.
Really?
I think.
Cool. Okay.
Or they're meant to be moving forward with that, and so I'd be curious because I don't know if like M3GAN 2.0 will get another film. Like I don't know if this will be it.
I mean,
for now.
look, the way that it ends, they could keep making them.
They could keep making them forever if they felt like it.
It just has to be a really good story. Because
people will get bored.
I mean, look, this one was completely out of left field, the whole story of it, so it doesn't have to be super related. So I guess they could keep making that, but also, like, if you keep kind of doing the same thing of like, oh, well, someone else made a robot and it went rogue, and like, okay, it's going to get repetitive eventually, so you have to come up with something good, or just, leave it be.
Maybe you could manage a third, and maybe that would be it,
I think that would be enough.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And we'll see, too, because I know we like mentioned it previously when we were talking about, like, upcoming films and stuff that we were thinking of and like kind of excited for and stuff. Obviously there's the spin-off of this universe as well, which is coming out in January of 2026, the Soulmate. Like no, it is, and that's
because it wasn't like just a maybe.
No, this is happening. Okay. It's scheduled, I believe, for release end of January of 2026. Like the cast exists, everything is there. Like they've obviously been working on the film, and will be taking things in. Again, another complete tonal shift because it's billed right now as an erotic thriller.
Yes.
Again, about AI, exists in the same universe and has to do with an AI companion bot, essentially, who is brought into the home of somebody who's dealing with the loss of his wife, if I'm not mistaken. So it's more.
I remember that. Yes.
It's from more of like a romantic perspective than anything else, and I'm sure, of course, there will be a turn. Right, in the way that let things go.
And then M3GAN's gonna have to kill her.
I guess.
That's gonna be number
3. I
mean,
I don't know if they have it. I wonder if they have anything where they're actually including either. They might just do like same universe where you have maybe like news clips of stuff to do with what's happened in the previous 2 films.
They don't have to like cross the characters.
No, or there can be mention of like the company or something, like those types of things. I don't know if they'll do that or if they'll go like a little bit harder with it. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I think that was majority of thoughts that we had about everything overall. I would say that's it. Like it's different, maybe not everybody's gonna love that, but honestly it was a fun time.
No, it was good. Like from the trailer I was kind of like not sure about it, and I was like, okay, maybe I don't know, because it looked like a little bit too much, but no, I enjoyed it. I would watch it again.
Yeah
So
just to see if we didn't even like catch anything maybe like a couple of times, whatever it is. You always miss things your first sort of round, so no, I'd be curious. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll be coming at you next week with another episode, obviously. In the meantime, obviously, feel free to follow us on all of our socials. So
search for Gravetone Pod.
Yeah, Gravetone Pod on
everywhere.
Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky,
Spotify.
All every platform, including the one that you're listening to. Obviously.
It is on every major platform.
But anyway, until next week, guys, stay scared and stay tuned.
Ciao, guys.